Well, howdy folks, Hellcracks here and bringing you a Batrep of Dystopian Wars, Kingdom of Britannia versus Alien Invaders. Yeah, I said I was going to bring this little game coming up last time we played, and now we finally got it in. We had the Invaders coming across the board, facing off the Kingdom of Britannia. The fleet squared off and looked at each other and going, this is going to be really interesting. So, first thing it did, rolled for initiative, and the aliens decide, well, we get to go first because the opponent said, hey, you guys get to go first. Big mistake. Big mistake. So, what happened was, as we can see here, the fleets are squared off. They're looking at each other, and it's all right. We're going to move up our smaller little bombers first just to see what we can do. And they opened up with all their dice because they can use combined fire. And they hit the opponent's dreadnought, which is on the other side. And the end result was we did a whole bunch of crits to it. You know, the dice gods were very happy. It's like last time we played, the dice gods were kind of mean to us. Well, this time they were smiling on us. And then there was a lot of burning going on. Then the next movement decides to move forward, which I think was our two heavy walker units, or medium walkers. They moved forward and unloaded with their death rays and their lasers, and just ripped as you can see in the picture, there is no more dreadnought. The dreadnought got wiped off out of the seas, and it went sinking to the bottom of the ocean really quick before they even got to do anything really with it, because they moved it forward, did some insignificant fire, and then it disappeared in a hail of lots and lots of fire from the aliens. And they go, well, their biggest capital ship is no more. So they moved up their cruiser flotilla. They fly up there and give some shots off. Did a little bit of damage to one of the bomber groups, and it's all right. Okay, not a big problem, so we moved up a little bit more and gave them some more fire. So it was like trading for trading. A little bit of fire went into one of the battle cruisers that was sitting there broadside to us, going, hey, we're going to send some torpedoes and guns downrange. And it did some minor damage to one of our smaller walkers. And then we up a can of whoop ass on it and tore it up. So it was like, I think 3 maybe hull points left on it before it would go down. So basically we just turned all of its guns into nothing, and turned our guns and looked over and go, well, looky there, there's some more cruisers are up close, so we gave them some love too. And that pretty much, I think, ended the first turn. First turn was some minor scratches to the aliens walkers, one minor damage to one of the bombers, and we removed a dreadnought and tore up some battle cruisers. So it was not a bad little first turn, considering that we're just inside the end of the third range band, close to the fourth range band, so not bad. We were kind of happy. You can see here they moved their frigates up into a line, trying to drop some torpedoes off, and really weren't doing much. So the flank was going to be moving, and they're trying to screen us from the smaller walkers, but it wasn't working so great, considering that we can look over top of them. So yeah, not a big deal. Okay, so now the second term rolled out, and we lost the initiative. So they opened up with one, I think it was another one of their battleship. Well, it was the cruiser line moved up, I think. Gave us some more fire. Did a little bit more damage. Not much. One of the walkers was hurting really bad. It was almost gone. You can see here, it would soon be disappearing off the face of the earth pretty quickly. Now, we moved up and opened up on another one of their battle cruisers and tore it up pretty decently. So it was a lot of damage to it. They're far in the back, one of the cruisers got hit too. So we kind of decided, all right, we need to get a little bit closer so our death rays can get more dice into the dice pool and start basically ending them, because they had more ships than we do, because we're more concentrated. We cost a few more points than they do. And then they was like, okay, not a big deal. As you can see here, we got a couple battle cruisers there. We got, you can't see the damage to the carrier. We hit the carrier. The damage, our chits are behind it. And then they got a couple bombers coming up. Those things are going to be a pain in the ass and coming up really quickly soon. Alright, so when they moved their cruisers up, because they decided that we got the initiative, we're going to move those things up. You can see here, but it came our turn and we dumped the bombers on them. And the bombers, well, let's just say, dropped a whole bunch of bombs on them. And, well, that cruiser squadron or flotilla is pretty much no more. It's really insignificant because, well, if it lasts the turn, it would be surprised. That's their thought and our thought. And if they did decide to activate it, it pretty much didn't have any type of guns to begin with, because we tore them up a good one. And here you can see in the picture, the overview, there's a whole bunch of cruisers with a bunch of damage that are coming up in the backfield, because we opened up with our guns and wanted to kill off that cruiser line. Oh yeah, you can see here the cruisers that were there. We lost a bomber, and all those 3 cruisers that were officially moved up from the front, they're gone. And you can see the cruisers in the back are hurting units, and you can see the damage on that carrier that's back there. And then you have the he moved up his frigates on the trying to block us and trying to protect him from our fire, but you know, we were shooting over top of them because they're considered small and our walkers are considered large. And we just opened up on the 2. You can see the 2 battleships in the far back there. They were on the broadside to us, unloading with all their guns and their torpedoes, trying to hurt us. And you can see there's some damage to us, to one of the walkers. That wasn't so bad. It was almost gone. We were getting pretty lucky because we had our Guardian and our shielding that was going on. It was working pretty good for us. So we weren't too happy, but we were happy enough that we were surviving. But those, we're looking at, what can we do with those frigates out front? You can see the bombers are right there. Soon those frigates are going to be disappearing because our bombers are going to go, well, they have to go. And you got some damage here on these. You got one of the walkers has got some damage on it, and they had a little bit of damage on one of our flyers there. So, yeah, they unloaded pretty good with everything they had, trying to kill the one walker. Wasn't so bad. You know, we were still surviving. But the sad thing is, it's going to be coming up. The opponent unloads with all of his guns, just trying one last ditch effort. Got a crit, and did an ammo explosion. Hit the magazine. It's like, oh great, one of our the one damaged big walker that we did have, he went catastrophic and turned into a big giant flaming fireball that hurt a lot of stuff around us. So a lot of different units, because you had an indiscriminate attack when it went off and left us with a big pile of wreckage on our side. So we really did more damage to ourselves when we blew up than we did with our opponent hurting us. So, hey, what can you do? There's those 2 bombers I'm talking about. They're coming up to do they did a torpedo run, did nothing. Now the next turn they're going to be doing another torpedo run and dropping bombs on top of some of our other stuff here. You can see, yeah, you can sort of see it there. They did a bombing run on one of our walkers and took out a walker with the bombs, and then the torpedoes once again did nothing. Kind of, for some reason, his torpedoes were pretty ineffective. We were spent a lot of time. I knew what was going to happen with it because we did the same thing to them, and it's like, man, I don't want those bombers hitting us. So I just kept trying to shoot them down, and it's like with my lasers, and it wasn't working. Then the remaining bombers of ours we had left, they flew up, hit the dropped some bombs on the 2 remaining cruisers that are sitting there, and used their lasers that they had to shoot the 1 battleship there, you can see. And that battleship was pretty much a burning hulk. There was I think 2 hull points left on it, or maybe 1, something like that. It wasn't looking so good. And in this picture, you do not see the carrier anymore because the heavy hive ship moves up. You can see I dropped some mines from my 2 walkers just in case, because we did a lav lock, so the carrier had to go forward, and then I hit it with my capital hive ship, and well, did a lot of damage, and then I teleported the bloody thing over just right in front of that. You can see that battleship that's right there in the top left corner of the screen there. It was like maybe a quarter, not even half an inch right in front of it. And then my second shot with my, what do you call it, death rays, just obliterated it. Took it out of the game. So that was pretty decently. So I did like 3 crits, I think, with it total with the with that 1 ship. So just obliterate. Right there, you can see what's left. There used to be 2 battleships sitting there, no more. Just a pile of crits and damage. That one just got taken out. And you don't see the cruisers anymore. They're gone too. And you can just see a frigate flotilla that's coming into the screen. Those guys, those frigates were kind of a pain in the buttocks because he kept just tearing up our small walkers with that flotilla. But we had our walker move up and drop a mine, and then they shot it with that far upper right-hand corner frigate flotilla and got another ammo explosion, blew it up, and took out one of the frigates and also damaged another one. So yeah, we took somebody with us. Not really equal in points, but hey, what can you do? Our opponent was doing really good at hitting the ammo racks all throughout the game. So that's just the nature of the game sometimes. But at this point, our opponents were looking at it and go, well, we have 1 battleship that's pretty much scrap heap. We got no more cruisers. We have 5 frigates. 1 of them is damaged, and versus all the stuff we have left. So they were like, okay, you guys are probably, with those 2 heavy capital ships that we have, our hive ships, we're going to be dropping off more drones and hitting them with dive bombing runs of that nature. And most likely with our 2 remaining hive ships, we'd probably nuke that 1 battleship off the face of the earth when they activate, because we're almost in, I think we're in the 2nd range band, soon to be in the 1st range band, and that means tons of dice versus a battleship, and that thing's most likely going to get nuked off the face of the earth. So they just said, that's enough. We concede, you guys win. And that is the nature of the game. So next time, I think we're playing, it's going to be, I think, Prussians versus something else. We're not sure yet. We flip-flopped the opponents who's playing with each other, and so still have to converse with my co-commander and see what kind of force we want to bring next time, so we can let our opponents know. But we know we're facing Prussians. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the Batrep that I put out today. And one of the reasons you've seen pictures is because we have music blaring, lots of rock and roll, which you can't do video with because obviously you can't put up content with music on it. You get flagged. Don't like that. Alright. Hope you guys like and subscribe. We'll talk with you later. Elk Rex out.